Think about it. Rugby league isn't really about tries and goals, is it? Not really. It's not about trophies. It's not even about winning. No, rugby league is about people. It's about experiences, friendship, adventures, memories. And it's true you cannot buy those things, but you can organize them. And that's what we've been doing here at Catalan Sport Tours since 2014. Whether it's a World Cup, Away to the Dragons, Las Vegas, Cup Finals, State of Origins, Paris or Dublin, we'll organize everything so you can focus on making memories. Because that's what rugby league's all about. Find us at catalansporttours.com.
Look at the countdown, and there's a siren! What a win it has been! York Knights coming from behind, overcoming the loss of a player to the Sin Men in the first half, and winning away to Castleford for the first time since 1975. Their first win of the year was the first game of the year. Their fourth win of the year has come in round 16, and it's a famous win for the York Knights. York 20. Castleford 14 here at OneBore Stadium on rugbyleague.com, where too much league is not enough. And this is the beginning of our show, Hooters. And Hooters is where we go through the day's rugby league action. And geez, I'm glad I was witness to this piece of history, this bit of rugby league action for the York Knights. Tries to Scott Galliano, David Nofoaluma, Olly Field and Cody Hunter. Cody Hunter kicking 2 goals. And for Castleford, tries to Semi Valame with 2. He's back in the team, hasn't played much. And Jason Gary, Tom Weaver kicked 1 goal. It was 10-6 at half time to the Castleford Tigers, who dominated all stats in the first half, except and probably dominated the stats at full time as well, except the big one, the one that matters, which is the scoreboard. 20 points to 14, the York Knights over the Tigers, and the Tigers have won the last 10 in a row against York as well. And I should also mention that this result comes in the wake of reports that York are suffering some financial difficulties, and that they have asked for a £50,000 advance on their central funding from the RFL, and also some widespread speculation that they're going to have a new investor soon, providing the RFL are willing to give them full funding next year. So big news there for York, a big day for York. Now, it was 30-12, Canterbury over Gold Coast earlier, and Max King, the England caller, he had a big game, scored a try, and it was a big deal to the Canterbury team, as Cameron Ciraldo explains, and we're also going to hear from Max King now as well.
He's just such a popular member of our team, and last night was one of the funniest jersey presentations we've seen. His whole family, from grandparents to aunties, uncles, parents, were asking for everyone to help him score a try. And so when he went over tonight, it was just one of those classic moments. But it showed how popular he is as well. The boys were so happy for him.
Yeah, I think the more I think about it, the further out the try was. But I think the coolest thing about it was we're joking in the sheds, but rolling over and the boys that swamped in and Critter grabbing me and everyone screaming and that. So that's why you love rugby league, is the mateship. And like Ciro was saying, it was a bit of a joke and sort of running theme, but that's like nights like this are really special just for that, the mateship and the memories you share through rugby league. And we always want to win, and there's wins and losses along the road, but I feel like nights like this are the nights you'll remember for the rest of your life, and it's it's through that mateship and through those experiences. So it'll be one night in the scrapbook that I'll remember for a while.
We can now hear from the beaten coach, Gold Coast, Josh Hannay.
And then I just thought tonight, under the pressure that the Bulldogs put us under, we just played a little bit young tonight. Like we searched for a moment to feel good because it wasn't feeling good out there. Greasy conditions. They made it really hard for us, and I just thought we played a little bit young tonight, and we're looking for a moment to feel good. I'm not using that as an excuse. We should be better than what we were. We've got no reason to sort of wilt or play young. I just thought tonight, for whatever reason, it was a bridge too far for us to kind of absorb that early pressure. Credit to us, we got back into it again as we always do. There was a moment there. Obviously, we nearly scored. Probably would have made it 12-10 with about 25 to go. But I probably thought, to be fair, they were well on top for the night, and we hung in. But I thought our energy all night was a hang-in energy, not a sort of go after it energy.
And welcome back. We've got NIkau Williams here. NIkau, are you aware this is the first win that York have had here in 51 years?
Nah, to be honest, that's the first time hearing it. So, that's some good news, isn't it?
Talk us through the game. I mean, it was like you had a man in the sin bin in the first half. You conceded 70 last week. How do you bounce back from that and get a win?
Yeah, after last week's performance, we just said that we needed to come up with something. Doesn't matter how pretty the performance is, as long as we come out with a positive end to the game and into our sets and finish on how we want to finish and play like how we want to play. We just wanted to improve on our game style, and we knew if we improved that, we'll come out with the win. And we're lucky. We're grateful to come out with the win today.
Sum up the season for us, mate. A great start to the year against Hull KR. Some tough games in the middle. How would you sum it up?
Yeah, definitely tough. It's a different level to champ, as everyone knows, and I thought we started the year well. I think we hit a few injuries. I don't want to use that as an excuse because we're here to play Super League, but we hit a few injuries, and I think that rocked our team a bit. We're getting some casualty back now, and I think we're going to progress forward at the back end of the year.
A few beers tonight?
We'll see. Maybe one or two. See what the coach reckons.
Congratulations.
Thank you, mate.
That was NIkau Williams. Incredible result here. Just repeating, York have beaten Castleford away for the first time in 51 years. 51 years. Let's go to the next NRL game, and there were 3 Maroons players with Origin ahead. 3 Maroons players on report. Now let me see if I can remember them. Sam Williams, Lindsay Collins and Robert Toyer. That was after that 24-18 win that the Roosters had, or during the 24-18 win the Roosters had over Brisbane. Lindsay Collins was also concussed. So we're going to hear from Trent Robinson, firstly talking about that concussion, and then also talking about whether he thinks the Roosters are now playing the sort of footy that can put him in position to win the comp.
Yeah, he knows when he got all of the what happened, but he didn't get checked out. He didn't sort of appear until sort of half time. So he got replaced as normal, and it did appear, and we didn't put him back on.
Is he okay now?
Yeah.
Can be expected?
Yeah, he's disappointed obviously on not being able to go back on, but he also he's pretty clear about when he felt the knock where he wasn't good enough to go back. Yep. Yeah, we are. Yeah, I think when you play our system, it's sort of, we know what we want and what we want to see, and we felt like everyone was playing really, they were working really hard and working themselves really hard, and then that combination starts to come, and we've started to see that. So the understanding's there, and the more time you play, the better they'll get, but their clarity on what's needed between the 4 of them is now there.
Dave, you have a chat on the radio, mate?
I'm his agent. Just do a contract.
Dave, 1 minute you're sort of holding your leg and the trainer was talking to you, and next minute you're scoring the winning try. What's the story? What happened?
Look, I think a player landed on my ankle high above. Definitely a bit sore. I missed the opportunity. The boys shifted it, but you know what? It's one of those things. You know, you got to hang in there, because if I go off, you know, the bench changes, the team changes. So I think it's just a matter of, you know, being a bit selfless and staying on for the team.
What about the try? He popped that pass out at the last minute.
Yeah, well, you know, it's my job to always expect the ball, whether it's late or, you know, in a tough position. So, you know, credit to NIkau for getting that away and tore inside him, and you know, it's a team try, mate.
And it's York's first away win over Cass since 1975, 51 years. How do you pull a performance like that out after what happened last week? What do you do to turn things around?
Look, we're definitely, one thing about this group is, you know, we've got a good, strong, tight group, and you know, we definitely had to, you know, sort out some things together, and you know, we knew it was on us, and you know, to definitely come here tonight, and you know, get the win. That was the most important thing, because it only takes one win to you know, to get you back on track, and you know, the next focus now is, you know, this is only one win, and we're building something, mate. We're building something, and the good thing is everyone's buying in, and you know, it's the first time this club, I think, has been in Super League, and you know, so far we've done well, and we're still building. We're still not where we want to be, and that's a positive sign.
Massive effort too, with down to 12 men in the first half, and hopefully some new investors coming in future for the club, so things are looking up.
Yeah, look, you know, that's above my pay grade, but the main thing is, you know, is us players keep it tight and focus on what we control as players and coaches, and you know, I look forward to what's ahead.
Thanks, David. Congratulations. Have a few beers, eh?
Thanks, mate.
So that was David Nofoaluma, and I think it was great to come down and get guests. I don't think we've done that at a Super League game for a while. Maybe did it at Warrington last year, perhaps. But let's continue to go through those results and go through what happened today in the NRL. And it was, as I said, a 24-18 win for the Sydney Roosters over Brisbane. And Michael Maguire insisted that they are not out of the finals, or their premiership defence is not yet over. But you would imagine that it's going to be a tough task from here. Here's Michael Maguire at Suncorp Stadium a few hours ago.
Yeah, we came into the game, I guess, you know, a little bit, I guess not, I wouldn't say off the back foot, just because of the circumstances of where we've come from. I was actually really proud of my players tonight. I thought, you know, we've been through a bit in the last sort of, 5 or 6 weeks, and the way I've seen the players commit over the last 3-4 weeks has been actually really good. They fought like hell tonight for each other. You know, we had X go off, and one of our middles, and it sort of changed up a little bit about what we're doing through the middle there, and we've got a few bumps and bruises throughout the game, but I thought the effort of the players was excellent. There were moments in the game that you'd like to have back, which alleviates a bit of the pressure. We had a couple of yardage errors and things like that, but I saw a really committed group, and I said to the players just then, I said I saw the team that I love coaching.
That's Michael Maguire a short time ago. Sorry for a little bit of silence there. Just made my way back to the central commentary position. So let's get some. I know we've heard from a couple of players, but let's hear from the coaches. Firstly, it's Mark Applegarth of York Knights.
Much needed. Obviously, we needed a response after last week. It's fair to say that we were disappointed with the showing that we got in, and that's more like the York Knights that we want to be. More back to his DNA there, showing up for each other, energy in defence, playing how we played, being nice and patient and taking his chances when they came. And listen, it's a difficult place to come, is Castleford. Ryan's doing a fantastic job in that rebuild there, and we had to play from minute 1 to 80 as shown in that last 5-minute block. So I thought we showed loads of heart and spirit, and we let's be honest, got that monkey off his back that builds every time you do get a loss. So hopefully people can relax a little bit now, and we can start to build on that. So it'll be another tough game next week against Huddersfield and Magic.
And also, same goes for, I'm sure, a very disappointed coach for Castleford, and that's Ryan Carr.
Fundamental stuff in our game. Thought our effort was great. Thought our attitude was unreal. It's another one. That's 6 in a row now where I think we've tipped everything into the performance, and we just got schoolboy stuff wrong tonight in the second half in particular. We come here, our crowd's great. They turn up and support us, and we, like I said, effort and attitude was great tonight. That level was enough to win at that side of the game, but the fundamental errors in the second half when I felt like we built the first half to finish over them in the second half, and then we just didn't be able to execute that. So that's on us. We are where we are, mate. Yeah, no, like what you see is what you get. Like, I can't really comment on where we are in the greater picture. Well, where we are is what you're seeing out there tonight, and we've got to get ready to go again next week, I suppose.
And of course, there was another game on tonight, and it was one that everyone was looking forward to. It was the top of the table encounter between Leeds and also Hull KR, the world champions, and it was a big win to Leeds, 34 points to 8. Mike Acevo had a big game, and a consolation try late there for Hull KR. So I'm sure Brad Arthur's going to be a very excited man, and if you're listening on replay or on the podcast, you can hear from Brad Arthur now.
We pushed right from the start of the week about being brave. The M&D round, for Rob and his family. And I thought we were extremely brave tonight. We talked about being brave in the collision, and I thought our collision, we really dominated that area. They come after us hard early, got stuck into us. We withstood it and pushed through the other side. So I was really happy with that part of our game. Look, we've probably done a couple of dumb things here and there, but makes us exciting to watch. Makes us hard to defend against, so I have to live with a little bit of it. The thing for me is I still think we got plenty left in us to improve, and that was the bit of the discussion straight away after the end of the game. But look, we just got to be happy that it's a nice strong win against a very good team.
And also for those listening on the podcast or the replay, we can now hear from Willie Peters.
Look, we had to handle some adversity at the start. Obviously, the two front rows coming off didn't help. But I was happy the way we started. I thought we started with intent, we're physical. And it might sound weird, but I was really proud of them for large periods of that game. We played against the best in the comp at the moment. And, for large parts, we held our own. But when you turn the ball over, I think it was 13 or 14 errors. They had 60-odd% possession to our 30-odd. And we had about 59% completions. You're always going to be on the wrong end of the scoreboard, no matter how much you want to fight and work hard. And it took its toll, and that's from the way they played. But also, us turning the ball over didn't help. And then, towards the back end of the game, we were pretty much spent.
And that's it for Hooters. And look, we did at a Super League, at a championship game, or a 1895 Cup game. We've done this before, where I've tried to go through everything that's happened in the NRL. As I walked downstairs, tried to grab some players, but I left spaces on that occasion for the NRL press conferences rather than try to play them in live. We've never at a Super League game done that. So really pleased that we're able to do it. It was pretty easy. It's a beautiful night up here. I know, and I just want to congratulate the York Knights and congratulate Clint Goodchild. I know that from what I've been reading, there's some challenges facing the club at the moment, and for them to bounce back like this is really fantastic. So congratulations to them, and keep listening to rugbyleague.com because we're going to get better and better. See you next time. Joining me from the Midlands of England here on rugbyleague.com is former first grader back in Australia and also over here in Europe, and Australian schoolboys representative Troy Perkins. Tell the listeners what you're up to now.
Yeah, mate, Rugby Discounts is what it's called. It specialising in all the latest NRL kit from Australia, whether it's jerseys, training T-shirts, training vests, training shorts, hoodies, most clubs are available. You can get me on www.rugbydiscounts.net I've also got a Facebook page, Rugby Discounts. So very active on that, and Instagram as well. So best prices and the great quality NRL gear that it's very difficult to get in the UK.
The Rugby League Coach podcast is hosted by me, Lee Addison. I'm a former coach at NRL clubs, a couple of World Cups. You may remember the USA shocking the world in 2013. That's one of them. I also coached Poland to an Emerging Nations World Cup and helped Ireland a few years ago too. I've also worked at 3 elite high schools in England, and I like to offer my coaching services for free on this podcast. It's a Rugby League Coach podcast, and you can get to it through rugbyleague.com, the world's first 24-hour online rugby league radio station. That's a Rugby League Coach podcast with me, Lee Addison.